are back. That's right. We are back to the Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show. I am Dr. B. Welcome back. Yes, welcome back. This is the month of September. Welcome back. This is show number 77. And you're not going to believe this, but it does relate to race and ethnic relations. And it's actually on point of race and ethnic relations. This is show number 77. It's entitled Deion Sanders Prime Time has changed college football forever. Oh, did I say that? Yes. The title of the show is Deion Sanders Prime Time has changed college football forever. That's right. Yes, I'm giving plenty of recognition to head coach Deion Sanders of the University of Colorado. Has just started last week with a phenomenal win against Texas Christian University, TCU. And now he's just getting ready to go to a second game against Nebraska. And in the big, where is he at? He's in the Big 12. No, he's actually in the Pac-12 right now, and then they're moving to the Big 12. But this relates so much to race and ethnic relations. This is just not a sporting issue. This is not a sport issue. It transcends sports in so many different ways, particularly race and ethnic relations. And we're going to dive into this. Yeah, dig much deeper into this because there's been major national reaction, international reaction to Deion Sanders coming up from the historically black college of Jackson State and now being a head coach at a Division I major university, Colorado University. So this is a big, and for those of you who do not know, Colorado simply it's new to them. So this is a special show number 77. Deion Sanders, Prime Time, has changed college football forever. Again, if you have any comments or questions, definitely email me. Email Dr. B at ejb678@gmail.com. That's ejb678@gmail.com. I hope you will like and subscribe to our podcast. We want to thank all our podcast platforms, particularly Podbean, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Samsung Podcasts, as well as, I believe, we're trying to get on the Bloomsbury podcast platform as well. My book, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, Understanding Empowerment and Solutions for College Students 2018 is still going strong. Matter of fact, this fall, I'm teaching my next class of Race and Ethnic Relations. This book, Race and Ethnic Relations on Campus, is still going very well and taking another life of its own. So, again, all of this is coming together, and it really gets back to why this show is so important. I recognize that this year, 2023, we took a turn to bring up other race and ethnic relations issues. As you can tell, just looking at the history of Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show, we really dug deep into a lot of serious, heartfelt, tragic issues. Yet in 2023, I took a turn, and I said, I'm going to investigate a lot of race and ethnic relations issues in a different way. Because we have another approach to diving deeper, not just the tragic issues that unfortunately happen way too often in our society in 2023. And it's just tragic. And yet here is a story. Deion Sanders, prime time, that is bringing folks together of all different backgrounds. And right now coming to the realization that this former athlete, this former NFL player, former college player, is shaking up college football. How athletes, high-level athletes, want to perform, want to maximize their skill, and a head coach of Deion Sanders bringing the message. His message. And now I'm really getting it. Did I take a break or anything? Yes, I did take a break. Okay. We're into this show. And let me just say, I'm a sports fan. I'm a former football player and always appreciated Deion Sanders because he played defensive back. I played Dr. B played defensive back in college. So when he came on from Florida State University and went pro and his first NFL team, Atlanta Falcons. And then he played with Dallas Cowboys. Then he played with San Francisco, then Dallas Cowboys. And then he even played with the Washington football team. And also he played with the Baltimore Ravens team. And then he did a lot of commentating for NFL Network. Did a lot of, what former athletes do in the NFL. And really worked that very well. And then he decided to go into coaching. And I remember when it was a big production for Deion. Everything's a big production with Deion. It's prime time. And yes, he is super athlete, super NFL Hall of Famer, the best corner, shutdown corner, and I would have to say ever. And so now that he's fully engulfed into coaching, he decided to go coaching. He coached at the very early ages, primary school age. He started coaching little kids in his neighborhood and developed a really love and passion for teaching football, coaching football, the mechanics, the technique, the motivation from primary school, middle school, high school. Yes, Primetime did it. And then he decided to take the leap to college. Just a few years ago, he took the leap to college and was given the opportunity to be head coach of a historically black college, university, Jackson State University. And along with the athletes that he recruited, and he started to recruit other athletes, Division I athletes to a historically black college. And they just elevated, went to another level. Because he brought in, again, athletes who were at the top. And with his message, with his brand, with Primetime brand. And by the way, the message is about belief. Believe in yourself. Believe in your talent. Believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. And believe me, yeah, believe me, he is delivering the goods in his message. You can see it in the athletes, the football players that he spends time with. You can see it around his family. As a matter of fact, he has his son as quarterback now with the Colorado Buffaloes. And let me just say, the reason why this is such a race and ethnic relations issue, again, Deion, he's from Florida. He grew up in Florida. He went to Florida State. Graduated from Florida State. Got the job at Jackson State. HBCU. And now he's at a Division I school Colorado University, which doesn't have many African Americans, people of color, at the university in itself. And also not that many persons of color who were superstars or just stars or just regular players at Colorado University. He went into, let me just say this, a predominantly white university. And he went in there, and let me just say this. Once he arrived there, I said, I got to follow him online. And I actually followed him and his productions and what he does on YouTube. His first reaction, he brought his family, he brought his kids. When he got the job, when he was hired, their first reactions when they arrived at Colorado University, they were in shock because they, again, coming up from historically black college with less infrastructure, facilities, resources, and then getting hired by the administration president of Colorado University, and you see how he prime time and his family, his daughter, his son, his partner, all reacted when they arrived on Colorado University's campus and walked through the facility. I encourage you to dive deep into the production that Deion and his, and let me just say, is his crew produce every day. Video, audio, and with his own music. He always got to have his own music. But follow that on YouTube. It is a great insight into how Deion operates, and he doesn't take any prisoners. And as he says, each and every time, oh, we coming. Oh, yeah. What does he mean by we coming? Let me break it. We coming, that is his style, his flavor, his people, his athletes, more people of color at a higher level. Just getting the opportunity. Now, this is kind of amazing. Think about it. How this relates to race and ethnic blood. Getting the opportunity as a person of color, as an African American, to be head coach of a big, Pac-12 team. There's not, let me go there. There's no other African American head coach of a Pac-12 or Big 12 team today. He's going in all by himself. There's no history there. He's making history each and every day. And you have to give it up to the folks in Colorado for taking, they went through a cultural shift themselves. They said, we haven't performed well practically at all. And they're taking a chance on a new coach who has not coached at that level. But they said, we need to do something. And so they gave primetime Deion a chance to change the culture. Not just of the university, but the culture of black head coaches at the highest level. Look around at all the other major universities, major college conferences, the SEC, the Big Ten. Hello. Look at all the major conferences, the AAC, the ACC. There's not that many black head coaches. He's changing the culture of the sport for black coaches, but also changing the culture on Colorado University's campus. Can you imagine what the students are going through now in Colorado? Seeing a leader who is African American, changing around, bringing attention, bringing money bringing the dialogue, bringing the completely different orientation and focus, not just on the sport of football, but giving persons of color a chance at the highest level. Look what happens when you get a chance, get an opportunity. And Deion says, I'm going to walk through here and we coming and I'm going to knock everything down because we changing things. And with the flair of Deion, with the honesty, with the charisma, you listen to his words when he calms down. There's a show, there's bravado, but when you actually hear him one-on-one, it's a blessing. It's spirited. There is a spiritual base to his orientation, no doubt. He's spreading his spirit, positive spirit, to all those who want to embrace it. Now, of course, you're going to get those who are resistant to prime time. They're going to say, oh, it's nice. It's nice that he's doing that. It's a great attention. But they don't give him much chance. Deion says, and I saw the interview with Joe Klatt the night before they beat TCU, the first game of the year. He said to Joe Klatt, you know what? We got a great chance in beating TCU. And Joe Klatt was surprised when Deion said that. He said, why not? Yeah, we know TCU was in the college football championship just last year. And we know that Colorado only won one game last year. But we're going to beat them. And guess what happened? They beat them. They beat TCU in the first game. And Deion Sanders' son had a great game. And the athletes that Deion has recruited through the portal and also recruited from middle school, high school, and college are on his team now. He has athletes. He has individuals who believe in themselves and were not given a chance elsewhere. So that's the reason why he's created a quick bond, a major attention and camaraderie. And he admitted he had to get rid of, like 70% of the players on the team before from last year. Because they just, again, not up to Deion's professional status. That's okay. That's understandable. So he feels like it's going to be changing each and every year. And I didn't know to what degree it was going to change, but I knew that Deion was going to change not just the sport, but the culture of the university, the culture of head coaches, black head coaches, the culture of getting along together. People of different backgrounds, racial, ethnic, religious, spiritual background, economic backgrounds, are somehow getting along together and appreciating the new vibe, the new attention. But it's gonna change up a lot of folks as this continues. And I'm not even. It's hard to determine where the Deion and the Colorado University Buffaloes will end, what their record will be. But it's more than that. That's what I want you to take away from this show number 70. It's more than the record. It's how he is changing college football forever. It's going to open up new doors for so many coaches of color at the highest level. It's going to change how even students on Colorado campus start engaging with each other on a different level. That is so important. It's going to change the next generation of students, coaches, and Division I college sports forever. Because he's taken full advantage of the transfer portal and how college athletes can go from one university college to another within a year. And his message of believe, his message is saying, we coming, are ringing true to the athletes of today. That's the reason prime time is connecting with the athletes of today. Not in the past, not the athletes from just 5 to 10 years ago. The athletes, the players of today. And the foreseeable future. So this is a big step. Another step for prime time. But he has, and I know he has many other plans, other steps, other accolades to achieve as a head coach. And it won't surprise me that, of course, he's going to move on to another, maybe university, but eventually he's going to be in the pros. He's going to be an NFL coach. He's just making sure he covers his bases at every level. And it takes time, but he's knocking open the doors and he's coming with all his flavor, all his prime time. Now it's, by the way, have you seen him dress up now? He changed the way he looks. Normally he has different, styles, but now that he's in Colorado, he puts on a cowboy hat. He has his own clothing wear now. Says prime time. He has a sweatshirt saying, "Oh, we coming." So he's dealing out the merchandise. If you want to pick up some great merchandise, I'm giving a prime. I was pleasantly surprised to see Deion in a cowboy hat. And let me just say, we used to live in Texas. And I got used to seeing a lot of folks with cowboy hats. But now it's the thing. It's going to be the thing where now the Deion's wearing a cowboy hat, a brother wearing a cowboy hat. You're going to see a lot of brothers wearing a cowboy hat. He's breaking down cultural barriers. Things, issues, and systems, and values, and patterns that many times people of color may not have felt wanted to do it, but now Deion said, why not? And mainstream society is loving it because it's bringing money, it's bringing attention, and it's changing mainstream society, particularly in the Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma area. They have to change their orientation because this one person, let me just say this too, one person can change the landscape of an institution, of a particular portions of society, and start a complete revolution, a movement. And that's what Deion Sanders' prime time is doing in college football. He's setting a new standard. A new standard of acceptance, of achievement, of recognition of his talent, but also not just athletically, but obviously coaching. So I'm going to give it up to Deion Sanders in prime time, no matter what their record is and will be by the end of the season. He's making waves and he's breaking down barriers for all race and ethnic relations issues. And most importantly, for the college students. Again, this show is all about focus on the college students today, providing an opportunity to discuss, debate some sensitive issues. And I would like to hear from each and every one of you, particularly the college students listening. To what effect do you think Deion Sanders is changing college football? And perhaps the impact that it may change your interactions with other students on your campus, where you see Colorado University embracing a person of color in which just a few years ago they would have never thought about it. Let's be real. In a few years ago, they would have never thought to hire a black coach. Now, let me just think. One thing about Colorado University just came into my mind. They had an outstanding quarterback, Cordell Stewart. Yes, I remember Cordell Stewart, quarterback at Colorado University, and he ended up being an outstanding quarterback with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cordell Stewart. And matter of fact, I believe I seen one of Deion's videos where he reached out to Cordell Stewart when he first arrived there. He asked Cordell Stewart, what is it like living here and playing for the Colorado University Buffaloes? And he learned, he absorbed, he collected information. He put his ego aside and learned from other folks. That's what I truly appreciate about Deion. It's not about just prime. It's not about just coming in. He learned. He listened. He gathered information before he got on that field as head coach. And he appreciates the culture of every place. But he absorbs it. He learns it. He embraces it. And then he turns it over to his style, to prime time style. So that is a very positive message. Now, here we go. If you want to be a leader, if you want to break down barriers, if you want to change folks' perspectives who never have thought about having another person lead, be humble. Embrace other folks' perspective. Listen. Digest it. Embrace it. And make it yours. That's what I truly appreciate about Deion Sanders and how he has took it step by step. And it will be interesting to see and hear the reaction of all the so-called sports analysts, all the college sports analysts that I've been listening to since Deion just won his first game, how they reacted, so surprised. Just watch how this will develop over the season. And I'm sure I'm going to come back to this topic after the end of the season. But just do your own observation of how the local media, the mainstream media, the national media, how these medias and the social media, how they will continue to react to Deion Sanders. And see, they kind of gloss over it when they do these highlights. Really, they don't even talk about Deion Sanders being a black coach at a Division I school in the state of Colorado. They kind of stay away from that. But it's going to get there. But let's celebrate the achievement. It's just one game. The achievement of Deion Sanders, prime time, and how he has changed college football, and I think forever. If you have any comments and questions, please do not hesitate to email me at ejb678@gmail.com. This is Dr. Bate. I'm still bringing it for Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show. We're going to continue to bring out our shows in a positive way, looking for positive stories. So if you want me to talk about a particular issue, please don't hesitate to share it with me. Send me an email again. So, and you can even text me. I'm not going to give my phone. I'm not even going to give my phone. But yeah. You can text me. I'm going to ask one thing. This is the first time. You can text me. 252-717-8011. Uh-oh, did I say that? Yeah, you can send me a message. But this is Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show number 77. It's entitled Deion Sanders Prime Time Has Changed College Football Forever. Thank you for listening. Please share with your friends, colleagues. Share it with your athletic directors too. On your campus, at other universities and conferences and campuses. This is Race and Ethnic Relations podcast show number 77. Have a great college football season. We out. Peace out, everyone.